he's going to be a strong playmaker, especially in the early game, causing Kyrie to scale up just exponentially. And we won't have to wait any longer. We're just going to be jumping onto the draft, starting off with a first ban onto Loi by FNOC.
Yeah, I think that getting rid of the atypicals is going to be good. Rebellion Esports getting rid of the chip. I think that Rebellion might even want to consider getting rid of that ZAS, because there's a couple of issues that you have to deal with. And number one is that now you don't have a squishy mid laner that you can basically like forcefully eat up as an assassin, right? So I think that's something they want to consider if they are going to pick up, assuming that Rebellion Esports wants to pick up an assassin again.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? So statistic-wise today, we have seen 2 MVPs for a ZAS user today. So I think it's about high time that they probably want to consider to ban that out. And now that Fnatic on it, they have the first pick in this round, maybe they might want to do that. Pick up the ZAS before it is actually taken away by Rebellion Esports.
It's very interesting because they are first pick yet again. That they shouldn't change a lot of their ingredients to their lineup. They could very well go for a very good zone potential down the mid side. And it's all down to zone potential right now, unless they want to try to change things or switch things up a little bit. Valentina gets banned out. I think Ling would be a very, very good ban coming in from Rebellion Esports. If memory serves me right, was the Arlot that was banned out in this phase. They might consider doing that again. But this time, don't prio the Fanny. I think it didn't work out in the first game, or don't prio a lot of the assassins. Try to figure out what your opponent wants to build, what your opponent wants to go for, and understanding Fnatic on it. They want a mix of pick-off and team fight, and that's their strengths. They're versatile, they are very adaptable to a lot of situations.
Yeah, and I think that, especially when you're on the red side, you don't need to reveal the assassin
That's
early
right.
on, right? You don't
That's what I'm
need
saying,
to do
man.
these things. But we'll see first, because this could be the Arla ban, similar to game number 1, or they could just get rid of the Zask here and now and say, you know what, you can take the Arla. If not, we're going to take the Arla. Ah, there we go! Zask ban!
Huge respect over from the ZAS, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that has to happen, right? I mean, at this point, the stats don't lie, right? ZAS is, if you're not able to take it for yourself, you probably want to ban it out. But that also means that other heroes are up in the air as well. The Beatrix is up, the Harif is up, the Roger is up. And
it's actually stolen from the previous draft. It's so cute.
It's that
little thing.
Yep. Just making it real. Oh, they've got the full model already.
Beautiful.
Prepared.
Beautiful.
Nicely done
Man.
by Prod here by
Such a
ESL.
waifu.
Hey man, let's not get into that, because again, they've got that cosplay video. They got money shot in that one.
I like to see you cosplay though. But they go for the Fanny again?
Fanny again. Okay, sure, whatever. Like they're confident that Rio this time is going to be able to find these kills, right? Because now at least you have a squishy mid laner that you can potentially punish later down the line. But it doesn't mean that there isn't counterplay. Let's see. The second pick they're going to follow it up with is the Ruby again.
So Roger over CW. Roger for Chewe.
Could be. I'm seeing the Edith already getting locked in for the side of Fnatic. Onic, it looks like this could be either going to Lupti or even Kiboy. The Julian once again. Julian, a pretty decent matchup against the Fanny. Has ways to knock her up, has ways to escape from her initial damage as well. I think that the lineup for FNOC is looking okay, but we need to see the completion of this first phase by Rebellion.
Yeah, and the Ruby was a foreseeable pick as well, because you don't want to leave it open. It's a direct counter to the Fanny, able to pull her back. But again, the ones that we talk about that is still open, the Harif, the Beatrix, even the Cho is still open. I mean, there's still a lot of good picks here for Fnatic on it. If they can pick up the Cho, it could probably be the same case. You can still try to pick up the Fanny very, very early on, just to try to annoy her. Even though if you don't get the kill onto the Fanny, you're able to like slow down the farm of the Fanny. That's good enough.
I mean, sure, but then they've already got the Ruby, right? Which does well into both Fanny as well as anybody who wants to kind of get up close and personal. Melee heroes struggle to get around the Ruby a majority of the time. We do see a lock-in here for the Claude, which does give us an indicator of what could be banned down the line in the second phase.
Yeah, a lot of lockdowns though, but the Edith is sort of like the answer for targeting that Fanny, especially since you want to take down that jungle, try to force Rebellion into an uncomfortable position to just protect that purple buff away from the Fanny. So this case, I think Rebellion definitely needs to ban out the Roger, give Claude a very easy time down the gold side. I think that's pretty much a very comfortable thing that they can do, but also they need to be able to juggle the EXP side. Maybe picking up the Yuzhong for themselves. That could be very, very crucial for them. Jumping straight to the back line, we see that Paquito would be another option for themselves as well, but yeah, it's still a lot of questions right here around my head.
Yeah, I agree. I think that backline, jumping into the backline. Jumping into the backline is one thing, but I think it needs to be more damage-oriented, right? That's why we are seeing that Rebellion Esports are like, okay, we're also worried about that because inevitably this Ruby has a completely separate job. It's not just for Peel. We're also looking for picks to open up pathways for this Fanny to get on into these fights. And Claude is expected to be independent, right? So I'm thinking along the lines of Benedetta. I was going to say Paquito as well, but it's already banned out for the side of Rebellion Esports.
Yeah, I'm also thinking around the lines of maybe the Valentina for
Valentina's banned out.
Valentina is banned out as well. Yeah, so they had it figured out. Oh man.
For a long-range artillery mage or a zone control mage like a Juicin utility mage, you
Novaria?
could very well go back to Novaria or the Farza if you want additional damage. I think that was what Rebellion Esports was lacking. You try to chunk them down bit by bit and then let Rio swoop in and just clear everyone out. I think that would be a very good play for Rebellion right here. But the Arlot getting banned out last. And the Masha though, I'm quite curious about the Masha. How would it work in this situation? Because like the main target would be, okay, maybe you take out the Claude, but I don't know what the follow-up is for Rebellion.
Well, I think that the follow-up, I think the follow-up for Rebellion at this point is that they just don't want Matt to have a rough time, right? If any one of these heroes showed up, Masha, the Paquito, just shows up in one of these bushes without him face-checking it with a BMI, he's basically dead at that point, right? So getting rid of them is totally fine. Against things like Benedetta, against things like Yuzong, you have means of counterplay thanks to that BMI, but against these two particularly, there's just too much burst to deal with. So they get the Grok to open up that, interesting. So that means the Ruby is going to go into the EXP lane. They want the Grok to help with wave clear and to open up the map a little bit more.
Yeah, makes sense because they have a lot of backline access. They just need a frontline wall just to soak up a lot of the ultimates and the damage that comes through before Rio and Matt actually makes their move.
Yeah, and the idea as well is also to protect the jungle because the last time we saw it is a keyboard who really tried to make that very, very early jungle invasion. So you want to try to stop that from happening, especially with the potential of the purple buff being stolen away, and that is of course very crucial for the Fanny.
Interesting. It looks like we're seeing a bit of a pivot coming in from Fnatic on it because now they're going to be pairing up this Minotaur as well. There's so much CC on the side of Fnatic on it. The major damage is going to be coming out from Chewe, CW, as well as Sans plus Kyrie, the main damage dealers of this team. They can combo pretty fluidly in no particular order, which is kind of scary because now it really begs the question whether Rebellion's disengage is strong enough.
They need a mage right now with sufficient amount of damage, sufficient amount of rotations. I think Farsa would be the next best choice because the Lily was banned out. I think that would be the best play over here. But then again, pretty squishy in the early game if they don't play their cards right and they get caught in very uncomfortable situations. That's it. Rebellion Esports is going to be very hard for them to come back through it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was thinking about like maybe if they want to go something crazy like
there's a Novaria.
Yep, Novaria. You still want to keep your distance among the players from Fnatic, and also you want to kind of like open up the map as well, just to give that vision so that Rio will be able to like go towards certain areas or even find the backline and try to take him out.
Yeah, I think that unfortunately for Fnatic Onyx, they're not going to have as much control over the mid lane as they did in game number 1. This time, it's going to really change things up. But thanks again, Churros. We're going to be making our way into the land of Dawn. You and me, Sir Cloud, we're going to be handling the rest of this game.
Yeah, and they will be handling their own game as we check out who will take home this round. Could it be a 2-0? Could it be a 1-1? Could it be a comeback by Rebellion Esports? This is the David versus Goliath story here, ladies and gentlemen, considering what we saw in game number 1. So without further ado, let's head on to it. This is game number 2, Fnatic Onyx versus Rebellion Esports.
Fnatic Onyx once again going to be on the blue side, Rebellion Esports on the red. Let's see which buff starts both these junglers are going to go with. And immediately, we are going straight to a pause. Well, with that being said, right, at least it gives us a little bit of time to talk about some interactions. I think this Grok pick in particular is so very good, right? What do you think about it, Churros? Because Before it's like, oh, Jushin is great at open. It has CC, is able to kind of open up the map, and Grok is like, I don't care.
You gotta time it. You gotta time it right, because even though your passive gives you that iframes that is so crucial for opening up that maps, give intel to the rest of your team, Jusin builds stacks. You need to be able to be very aware of how much stacks you're building up before you come in. And it's easy to see where the lanterns are because there's always going to be that butterfly icon down the floor. But, you know, man, I don't really know about the Grok as of now. It would be a good counter to the Edith if the Edith played in the roam position, because Edith is always looking for targets, always using onward to check the bushes in case there's anything missing, or even the Earth Shatter, right? But then again, difficult to execute with a Grok, but the idea is there. The concept is there.
But even though if like you're not able to execute the boost checks with the Grok, right, you still have the Novaria anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That's true. I totally forgot about Novaria.
I mean, that's the beauty of the Novaria, right? She comes in, it's just like, just sphere. I'll just wait outside of the lane. I don't even have to be there.
The nerf that came from Novaria from 8 seconds vision when you use your ultimates to 5 seconds. The 5 seconds is actually super, super fast.
Yeah,
so it changes a lot of the dynamic around how you want to use the Novaria around. Knowing that now, again, you're going assassin versus assassin, the main target or the main issue is that you don't want to open up the jungles or open up vision during these big neutral objectives. But maybe even a small neutral objectives might be good for Rebellion Esports. Just play around the purple buff, play around Kyrie's orange buff. I think that could be one of the main factors as well.
Well, I mean, yes, that is a little bit of a nerf, but it doesn't mean that it's like an impossible nerf to play around. It just means that the order of which you pair up, the order of which you throw out your skills is slightly different, because people used to willy-nilly throw it out, and then after that Astral Shatter immediately after, and by the time it's like about to time out your vision, you already have another Astral Shatter ready to go, essentially. So I think that at the very least, it's a lot less punishing to be revealed for that long, and let's not forget about the slow effect as well. I think that in these cases here, right, if we are thinking about the way of like, oh, we control that mid lane, can we start bleeding these lanes into the other sides of the map? Yes, Edith is going to be a big portion of, hey, if you face check into me, I can immediately punish you, and then after that, Jushin repositions, continue the CC chain to somebody else in the back line. That's where the Grok really just says no to all of it, right? Even if you don't have the Novaria, the Grok alone is able to kind of just absorb it with the anti-CC and just say, hello, you can't be here anymore. Then that's when you call in the Novaria, you call in the big guns like the Fanny.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can talk about with the roam to roam matchup. The Minotaur is always being picked up and prioritized by very, very big teams. I've seen FCAP really prioritizing it. I've seen Team Liquid Echo, right now Team Liquid PH, really prioritizing the Minotaur because it gives that sustain. And because the sustain and the CC really comes into play when you fight for the neutral objectives. Julian takes down the neutral objectives a little bit easier than Fanny. Fanny just has to wait and then just swoop in with the steel cables. But Rebellion Esports, I feel like they need to be able to switch the win condition into a split push when they see, okay, Fnatic Onyx just sticking together, we need to find another way to access the towers from the side lanes.
And that is potentially the reason why they pick up the Fanny, right? It opens up that option for them. But let's see, as we get back onto our game here, whether that will happen or not. We will see, maybe the split push, or maybe a straight up fight between the two teams.
Yeah, I think, you know, at the end of the day, micro leads to macro here. And I think that despite the fact that Kiboy is going to play on a pretty sustainable and honestly really tanky in the later stages of the game, Minotaur, it kind of depends on what his first item is going to be. Oh, Sans is so low. Suelo could potentially get a kill here.
Oh, DTZ wants to try to check on what's happening on the other side, but it's more of like gathering information though. But that's something that we would expect from a Grok. But whether he will continue to do that again, maybe not. It does look like he is more towards just trying to block that river from anyone from Fnatic Onyx to access.
I mean, also the fact that they're walking up so aggressively like that just goes to show that they're compensating for the fact that Sans got absolutely chunked out at level 1. I mean, luckily for Sans, he's still able to catch that second wave, because most people would have recalled at that point had it not been for Kiboy as well as Kyrie being that aggressive.
Oh, but speaking about aggressive, Rio comes in from the back to be a bit aggressive, and Kiboy still survives. Oh my goodness, Kiboy! And CW survives as well. Man, okay, Kyrie maybe not. He will definitely go up. But before that, whoa! Are you kidding me, Kyrie? What is that move? And with that, he gets the first blood, and he's not done yet.
Do it again.
Okay. Rio comes in. He will not be able to do that again. I mean, Matt is there to finish him off.
Yep. Nicely done from Fnatic Onyx, and a good response from Rebellion Esports. They trade 1-for-1 there, but a lot of big battle spells have been gone from both sides. Resources, in a matter of fact. I just like the fact that Kyrie was really thinking it through, right? Using his abilities, using the enhanced sword specifically to buy him some extra time. And let's not forget, when he uses 2 abilities, it starts empowering his auto attacks as well, giving him a little bit of a pull effect once you get that third stack, and also Hybrid Lifesteal.
Yeah, and what a good start here for, I must say, both sides though. You got to give it to Rebellion Esports for being able to trade off, but they took so long, so much resources just to get Kyrie itself. I mean, and that's just only the start when you don't even have all your skills at max.
Yep. It's some scary stuff here, but let's see. Cars is 4. Can they do this? Nah, they're not even going to try at this point. You notice that Rio is on the top side of the map, but Kyrie is still a full level ahead of him despite that.
Yeah, so letting that go, I think that's fine. Rebellion Esports, at this moment, they just need to play a little bit more discipline, open up the space for Rio to farm, and also Matt to farm as well. You get this 2 up, then you'll be cool. RDTZ naturally will be tanky enough at some point. Hopefully, that is fingers crossed by himself.
Yep, and look at Lupti here, just denying Cars EXP. So well done here. This is what happens when you have pressure on your side of the map. They're just holding him hostage. So Rebellion respond.
Oh, wow, charge. Straight onto the back line, onto Keyboard. Keyboard will be the first one to fall. It doesn't matter whether he's a tank. They will still take him out.
Great play coming in for Rebellion Esports. A countermeasure on the opposite side, and they managed to profit off of it at the cost of Cars. A little bit of EXP and a little bit of gold. It's not done though.
Oh, nice one to RDTZ, but then again, he should be able to survive this, or maybe not. Sans will make sure that he will not get away. So tank for a tank.
Did he forget? What? Interesting. I didn't expect AudiTZ to be that disrespectful despite using a majority of his resources on the top side of the map. So why, absorb the stacks for free against Stans is beyond me. But that being said, Kyrie now opting to change his build. Like, in the previous game, he did the exact same thing where he went straight into the Bloodwings. The first time we saw him bring out the Juliet into the Fanny, he went straight for the Holy Crystal. I'm guessing that he's giving more respect to Rebellion Esports this time, assuming that even if he does make it away, that extra shield is going to be the difference maker between him getting executed by a Cutthroat or maybe even a Star Shatter.
Yeah, but speak about respect, right? So up on top, at least, they're not giving CW that much respect. We can see a lot of attempts this time to try to take him out. But speaking about taking someone out, Cars might be the next target, but he flickers away to safety and he's absolutely fine.
Cars is like, I'm taken. I don't need any dates right now. I'd like to keep my space. Thank you very much. But there is Rio dying off again. Sans, really good play there as well. Able to pull him back. Without that energy, and especially losing on that purple buff, he is not going to be able to do anything about this turtle.
Yeah, got a little bit in too deep there, and the moment they saw that, okay, they caught Rio, he's out, okay, it's free turtle for Fnatic Onyx. I mean, no one else is going to be able to challenge it, and Rio, he cannot afford to just die off just like that.
Yep, he can't, and especially since they don't have much of a snowball. Oh, once again, getting sucked backwards by Jushin, but at this point of time, Sans, he's starting to get to a point where he's really, really annoying to deal with, right? He's been scaling pretty consistently, and even AudiTZ has to show him respect.
Yeah, now AudiTZ, we can see he is pretty much pushed back towards his own side of the jungle, own side of the river. And if we look at what Fnatic Onyx is doing right now, where is Lupi? Lupi is already on the other side, on Rebellion Esports side of the jungle, and if they're able to steal away this purple buff and able to take out Open, hang that thought for a second, because at the back line we can see initiation happening where Kyrie gets the first kill onto Cars and they're looking for a second one to AudiTZ, but AudiTZ is still A-okay underneath the turret. Disciplined gameplay by Fnatic Onyx, but this is what they're trying to do. Take over the jungle. They open up the jungle by taking out the turret, and that's it.
Yeah, this is some really clean stuff coming in from Fnatic Onyx, right? They're trying to minimize their mistakes as much as possible, and they're honestly not giving too many opportunities over to Rebellion Esports to counteract, right? That's T1 down on bot side, and I think now that we're spilling into the mid game, this is where Fnatic Onyx get real strong. But as you mentioned before, Chewe has been taking like a lot of pressure from Rebellion Esports.
But still, they're not able to get the kill out of Chiwe. So, mission done if you ask me.
He's doing a phenomenal job, right? If we look at the gold, currently, where is he? He is currently at 9,000. 9,000. Oh, no, sorry. 4,000 gold. Matt is currently at 5,000. 200 gold difference.
So we can see that as much pressure as Rebellion Esports trying to put onto him, like, it's not doing them any good because they're spending so much time up there instead of farming for themselves.
Yep, he is cost efficient. He is an independent laner, as we like to call him, right?
Economist.
Economist. He doesn't need your parents' money. Keep it. At this point, he's making a business of his own. Oh, wait.
Oh, but speaking of making a business of his own cars. Yep, this is CW. Now he is online by getting that kill. And that is just the first kill for him. But we're not done yet, though. Suns all alone against Rio. Rio, we got to be extra careful there.
Very, very close. Rio is just monitoring the amount of stacks he has. Doesn't want to get choke slammed backwards, but he does lose out on his purple buff.
Man, this is looking bad for Rebellion Esports because the mid turret and the bottom turret has already been taken out. So access to the jungle is now easy for Fnatic Onyx. Yeah, even so if they can take out the top turret.
Yeah, and this is going to allow CW to actually get all the farm in the world, right? For all the punishment he has been, well, I would like to say punishment, but really he's just been holding on to his own for this long independently. It's nice to have a little bit of help. This tier 1 top side is going to collapse, and you can see that Rebellion Esports do not want to contest at all.
Just looking at the goal difference now. It's about 1,000 difference as compared to Matt. And in about 8 minutes, I would say that's pretty significant.
It's about to get even worse for them, right? Because despite the cross-map play...
Oh, check out the backline now. Suns, 50% of health left, but Suns needs to get away to safety. And they might get their next target, which is Matt. Matt, oh, there you go. All the way underneath the turret. It's not going to be a problem there for Fnatic Onyx to secure that kill onto Matt. ODTZ got away with a slither of health.
Yeah, Chewe is just, he does too much damage at this point. I'm guessing he's done with the Trinity build. Let me double check. Yep, he's done with the Trinity build. He's online, and that's going to be an inhibitor if they don't do anything. They've already lost the magic shield on, the turret shield on top and as well as top and mid inhibitor at this point of time. So Rebellion Esports, they're so behind the curve 9 minutes into the game.
And Fnatic Onyx, they're not letting the pace down just yet. Okay, they are pulling back a little bit, and that's because the lot is out. And the moment they got, after they got the lot, they will push back again to Rebellion Esports.
Yep, and the split push continues. I think that Rebellion Esports understands that, like, without Matt in a position where he has that Trinity build completed. Wait, actually, let me double check. Looks like he is just a item off from Golden Staff. Just a little bit of gold off. Oh, wait, he got hit by the Spirit of Destruction on the bot side. He got solo killed by Chewe!
Wait, what? Okay. Man, that just happened. And this is what we were talking about. Like, okay, Chewe, right now, he has scaled to the point that he can go for a solo kill against Matt. It is scary.
I don't know. I think this next Lord push, unless we see Rebellion Esports get a full team wipe on Fnatic Onyx, or at least an equal trade, like 4 people go down on both sides, I think this game is pretty much done for.
Yeah, I mean, we are talking about Chewe, the FMVP of MPID as well. And like what you say, it's probably just a matter of time. Right now, the Lord is almost on its way, and Fnatic Onyx, they're managing the wave really well, playing the patience game.
Yeah, they're waiting for somebody to overextend here, but Sans is on the other side. I think they need Sans continuously on each side just to make sure that if they can punish anybody and zone them out, they don't have much to do because Suelo is their only high ground defense.
Yeah, here we go. He has arrived though. So first, the Infiniter will go down, but then again at the back line, looks like they have a trip between each other. Lumpy will go down together with Rio, but Sans will get a mega kill. Chewe coming in with a killing spree, and definitely this is game time, yeah, for Fnatic on it. This game ends at 10 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh, that's a fast one. I thought that initiation might have been a blunder as Lupti misses the onwards after landing an important Earth Shatter. Thank goodness the rest of Fnatic Onyx was able to compensate